What's up, everybody? Today I wanted to go over how I backtest, the things I look at in terms of news, how price reacted to certain levels, and I'm always looking left. What did price react to? So today, let's just take you through my mind and see how I find some nice backtests here and there. And yeah, let's jump right into it. Let's go. Okay, cool. So we have a couple pairs here that I wanted to just go over as a back test. I guess we could start with GJ. So current price right now is looking like this, right? But there was a play that was able to be caught on Thursdays, the 15th of February. So let's get right into it. So I'm seeing price now, see this reaction, and then let's just straight up cut what happened after, because like I said, we're looking left. So as we can see, pretty big uptrend on GJ here. Fundamentals of the Japanese yen driving this. And what do we see here? So we see a bunch of distribution followed by accumulation that ultimately breaks the distribution, right? So this becomes my whole demand right here. And look a little more closely. We could talk about this a little later too, but this is another demand zone that finally came in to cause the final break, right? So this demand zone is key to me because these buyers came in to finally take out the sellers up here. Other than that, there's some buyers down here. As we could see, how do we tell that these were the buyers that broke? Well, obviously price broke after, but the significant buyers that broke, look at this. The last orders that were eaten, the last manipulation, if you want to call it, before price broke structure. So we could mark this out as one of our demand zones, and we could see price came into the extreme over here. Let's even take it a step back. Let's just mark out our extremes. So, right. And let's see. I'm trading accumulation down here because I'm anticipating buyers to come in at a discount of this leg, right? Discount of this leg, discount this demand that broke this last distribution. So what do we start seeing? We start seeing a range, right? We like to see ranges as white coffee and traders, right? We see a range over here. We see some sell pressure come down, selling climax, automatic reaction right here, if you want to call it. And just multiple drives, multiple secondary tests, multiple drives. And then what we're waiting for here is a spring and a sign of strength, right? So why am I looking this as accumulation first? Well, I looked left and I saw there's demand. In a demand, I'm expecting / anticipating price to accumulate, right? But this is why we wait for confirmation. So let's just pray price, and boom. So this right here, 530, also when I backtest, I'm looking at these spikes, wicks, and those don't usually just happen randomly unless the market's really liquid, but they happen around news events too. So 5:30 Pacific, 5:30 a.m. Pacific. So 5:30 news comes out, red folder news, and I believe this was unemployment claims. And boom, that caused the spring, took all the money. And at this point, I'm waiting for a break here, which we get. And then with my criteria, with managing my risk, my entry would be set around here. And another entry at the extreme of the leg, but it didn't hit. So boom, orders got filled. Why are we just speaking the language of buyers coming in? Because we're in demand, right? That's what I looked at when I looked left. Boom, entry. We get the break after news manipulation. Boom, perfect setup right there. And then we see price take off. Obviously target to the next high, but for 14R, And then if you want to do some fib extensions, leave some runners, possibly got a 20R, right? And then I ask myself, if I missed this trade, why did I miss it? So this is kind of funny. So this happened the 15th, right? The day before was Valentine's Day. So I was out, got back a little late, and yeah, I didn't wake up on time basically. And I don't really like approaching the market when I'm like super tired. I feel like I've put myself in a bad position to, maybe take an hour if I do that. It's not always the case, but yeah, I was basically super tired that day. Shouldn't be any excuses, but that's what happened. That's why I missed this trade. So basically, why did I miss this trade? And next time, how could I have caught it? So that's GJ. Let's just take a look at G Chef as well. Same thing, same exact thing. I'm looking left first, right? See this expansion, and we could cut price right here. We don't care about what happened after, because we're reacting to price at live, right? So at that point, we would have to reference something. What are we referencing? Demand here, demand to the left. So, okay, cool. So first of all, if we want to go a little bit more back, we see price reacting here off of a huge spike, huge imbalance, showing some demand right here. This is like something to pay attention to. Look at all this green. That looks like Tuesday the 13th. Tuesdays are usually CPI days, so that was probably CPI. Comes back to mitigate that perfectly and expands further. So what do we see here? So this is like so obvious, right? So price manipulates this low, creates a new high, right? And we can mark this out as our demand zone now. And what I'm not too worried about price not breaking this supply before coming back, because look how pathetic the supply is. It's just profit taking to come back to mitigate further. So I'm aware of it, but I also have my demand zones marked up. Some demands down here as well. And let's see what price does when it comes back into demand. So same thing here. So we start to see price accumulate. We see a range. We see multiple drives. Very organized right here, right? This, could seem as consolidation to some, but to me it's very organized. Potential accumulation. I say potential because we don't have a break yet. Break, sign of strength, right? So we see a range, a secondary test, up thrust, secondary test, and then right here, 12 a.m. London Open, we get our potential spring. Maybe spring down here as well. And let's just so at this point we get our spring, and now waiting for this high to break, right? So let's see. Boom, broken. Now my entries are set for my extremes right here. If you want, you can mark up an order block over here, whatever, but I like to use a protected low as well. So let's see what happens. So price comes into a demand zone, accumulates, showing that buyers are here. It obviously reacts to supply, but it has to take out some supply before it could come back in demand. And comes back, fills us perfectly. What time was that? 6 o'clock a.m. Yeah, cool. And then targets to the next high right here. And then if you want, you could do a Fibic, so 15R, and then leave some runners as well. Boom, potentially getting you to about a 33R. Boom. So here, why did I miss it? This time I think, I was just off the charts for this week. Yeah, February was, tough to get up on the charts. But still looking at this as a back test, looking left, seeing what price did, comes back into demand, starts accumulating. All this was looking left, not me trying to predict anything, me reacting to price accumulate in a demand zone, right? And lastly, this is like just for fun here. And let's see. Okay, so we see this expansion here, and it's not random that, you know, price fell this hard, right? So first thing I want to take a note is, actually, first of all, so we see price, you know, plunge down, a lot of imbalance, and it mitigates and comes back to break some demand. So there's obviously a play there. Let's just say that. But let's just start here. Tuesday the 27th, Asian time. What happened that time? Let's take a look. So this is where I pull up Forex Factory to see what fundamental caused that event, right? So we see some NZD news, some AUD news, CPI, and if we want to go very specific, we can see exactly what time it happened as well. See what caused that. Most likely the NZD news. So 5 p.m. Pacific time. Let's see here. 5 p.m. Boom. So NZD cash rate. You know, they kept it the same, but that volume came in because of this news event to cause this massive sell pressure, right? So okay, cool. We looked left here. Okay. Now we see there's some certainly some supply over here because, you know, massive sellers came in. And now we can mark out our demand zones, and then even look over here. One sec. To some imbalance fill right there. Look at this. Boom. Last buy before the sell. And now let's see. Maybe you could have a limit at that point, but do we even see anything clean here? As a distribution, at a quick glance, no. But it's still nice to see how price reacted to a certain news event. You know, maybe we could get off on a distribution here, and let's just see what price does. So we see price, you know, eating up these orders, right? And maybe having entries off these legs over here. You know, obviously it's coming into demand, but in a higher time frame it's coming off of supply. So let's see how price reacts. Cool. So one of our orders would have got filled right here, you know, off of this, you know, supply zone at equilibrium of the cause. And then, so what are our targets? You know, partials. You know, this is not the best entry, but you know, let's just continue the back test. So partial is probably somewhere down here, and then, you know, sending this all the way back down just because this supply caused price to come all the way down here, and so we could send it back here. Oops. And then let's see what happened. Cool, comes back. We actually might have got stopped depending on the stop loss here. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess a play here was valid to this. So maybe if you leave the extreme, that would have got tapped in. Nice. See, this is why we back test. So that first entry would have lost. But let's see here. So price broke, then came in, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, price breaks, then comes into the unmitigated extreme, which is also really nice as well. So from there, obviously a better entry. and then riding that to the low, about a 13R. Cool. Did not take any of these. Been busy with work and traveling as well for work. So yeah, cool. That's all for today. Wanted to show you what I look for as a back test. Let's just, quickly sum it back up. Look left, see if price reacted to demand or supply. And then if there's certain massive volume that happen, take a look at why, usually a news event, and then see what price is doing around that time. Demand, i.e. accumulating, premium, supply, distributing. Yeah, just take a look back, note down maybe why you missed it, how you could have put yourself in a better position to catch it. And yeah, just rinse and repeat, and then in no time I'll be catching these moves. Appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe for more. Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.